Hey y'all, welcome back to Stormwreck Isle / Dragon's Rest, episode 3. Before I get started today, I wanted to bring to your attention, there's another creator here called Legends and Dice Cafe, Coach Key, who is presenting a solo playthrough, just like I am, of the Dragons of Stormwreck Isle. They're using DM Yourself rules and also Dragonborn instead of Mythic, and some other stuff to make their decisions, and they're pretty much in the same place that I am gameplay wise, so if you're interested in that, I do encourage you guys to check it out. I'll try to do the YouTube thing. So in my last episode, Rollo and Quippy are just now entering the cave where they're looking to talk to some myconids or possibly get some mushrooms. They know the myconids aren't talking to anybody and they have some food scraps, and that's all they know. We are now entering the fungus farm. This 50-foot high cavern is a forest of multicolored fungi, ranging from tiny filaments to tree-sized mushrooms. A natural staircase of stone columns along the east wall leads up 10 feet to a higher cave area in the north. Water burbles down from that upper cave and collects into a large pool. Two small mushroom-like people are working amid the mushrooms near the pond. A sickening smell, like sulfur, hangs in the air. I read ahead a little bit. I kind of know what's about to happen, but my characters don't. That's all they can really see. And there are some bad guys in this room. That seems pretty reasonable to me. So Quippy's gonna be looking at Rollo and like, what do you think should do? Should we just like go up and talk to them? And Rollo's like, should we throw the scraps? And Quippy's like, I don't think I'd like to get food thrown at me. And Rollo's like, you're probably right. So they're just gonna walk forward, and right when we get about here, that is a violet mushroom, violet fungus. All right, that's what they are. And we're gonna pretend the bottle caps are this. Advance into the cave. A sickly looking mushroom suddenly stirs to life. It extends long purple tendrils toward you and moves slowly across the cave on root-like tendrils. Time to roll for initiative. Whoop. What'd we get? All right, we got 7, 3, and 14. 14 is Quippy. Red is Rollo, and the other guys are green. After a quick reflection on the sheet, the violet fungus's dexterity is absolute shite. So it's going to be Rollo and Quippy and then the violet fungus. And I accidentally knocked him out of range when I rolled. Right as they step into the cage, the violet fungus here on the left starts moving towards everybody. And Rollo screams out, oh my god, look at that. Look at the fucking fungus. So Rollo sees the fungus move and is like, to our left. And he immediately takes out a bow and attacks. So we're going to roll a d20. As long as I don't get a nat 1. I got an 18. We're doing great. 18 hits. And we're hitting a 4 plus, what is your dexterity modifier? 6 total points. And I totally forgot to do the math for these guys. In DM Yourself, you use 3/4 or 75% of whatever the book says. So this HP for these guys are 18 typically, and also in DM Yourself, you just take the average. You don't have to roll for it. So I just rounded up to 14 since it's 13.5, and then I just did 6 damage. Rollo also is going to go ahead and move over here because that just makes sense for himself. And during that process, he's going to trigger and activate this one. So that one's going to start moving towards him, and he was going to try to station up over here and behind, and also he's going to start triggering this one. So now I have decided that they are actually all active, and he just put himself in danger. He's going to yell out at that second to Quippy that there are 2 more, and it's now her turn. Quippy is going to go ahead and just back up a little bit here and cast, she's going to try to cast her Sacred Flame on this guy. He has to do a dexterity saving roll. He got 17, but he's -5. He makes it. He does not get damage. All right, he just made that. All right, so this ends the turn for our heroes. Thankfully, these guys are super, super slow, so they only have 5 speed of movement, and I don't think they have a lot of reach. So this guy is going to make an attack. This guy's going to go towards Quippy. And this guy is also going to go towards him and is in range. So we're going to have two of them trying to attack him. So let me do that real quick. All right, so they get multiple attacks, and I'm going to go ahead and roll for both right now. They both get 2 attacks, so that's a lot of d20s. That is 4 d20s to be exact. So we're just going to roll 4 at once and see what we get. They all one got a nat 20, one got a nat 1, 16, and a 12. All right, so the one obviously just misses. Bam. The nat 20 is going to hit. They're going to get a crit, so I'll roll twice on one of those. So basically, I just brought this one back in. So, all right, E then. But they have a -5, so this one doesn't hit, and this one doesn't hit. All right, so we got 2 that hit. They get 2 hits on me. God damn it. 2 of these with necrotic damage. 4. That is 8 damage. That is painful. I understand once again why DM yourself has decided not to do the whole critical things, and I've stupidly decided that that wasn't cool enough for me. So let's go ahead and narrate what just happened. Rollo is surprised by one behind him suddenly, so much so that he's startled and can't basically get away in time. And both of these guys lash out at them, multiple tendrils whipping through the air, and they hit Rollo and give him necrotic damage. I think that does something too. Ouch. He feels whips of pain, going across his flesh, and he yells out. Rollo backs the fuck up. 5. All right, he can't get very far. He's basically right next to this other one that can still hit him, but it is low on hit points. So we're gonna try to hurt it. We got a 14. I am pretty sure that hurts. What are these things I see again? 5. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I got a 3 plus 2. That's 5 damage. This thing is almost toast. Sacred Flame. D8 of damage. Oh, rolled a fucking 1. Plus 2, 3 damage. It is dead. Thank God. This goes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. And she's like, Rollo, why do you always just rush into danger? And he's like, look, I didn't know the other ones were there. There's so many fucking mushrooms everywhere. And they start bickering during this process. These guys get a little closer. This one is not within range to hit Rollo, so it lashes out. And that shocks them both back to paying attention. And this guy, he's really far away, so it doesn't really matter. All right. End of that round. They're going to have to start attacking this now. All right, Rollo. We're not taking advantage of any of your rogue traits because it's not really the situation for you. You were kind of acting pretty dumb there. All right. Rollo tries to hit again. 12. Yes, absolutely. That hits. Oh, God, fucking damn it. 3 points of damage on this guy. All right, so he plinks at it, and Quippy motions him back to the entrance. She's like, these things are super slow. Get out of the way. And then she's going to cast Sacred Flame again. Oh, God damn it. But she misses. Frustrated, she also backs up. And these guys are obviously just going to keep coming. And they're just going to keep plinking away. He's going to take the disengage action and go past this guy. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, damn. No, he's not. That's not. Damn. He's kind of trapped over here. This guy's pretty close now. Uh-oh. Are we going to exit? Ah, shit. All right. I was trying to avoid going over there. He's... Oh, fuck. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 25. I'm not seeing a good way out of this. Okay, I can take the dash action, which is going to double my reach to 50, and just stay out of his direct reach. So that's what we're going to do. All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 35, 40, 45, 50. All right. Hopefully we haven't triggered that yet. 5, 10, 15. I think we might trigger the Myconite adults. So reading ahead, there's some adults uptown there that might come down there. All right, well, he is now out of the way. Quippy is going to try to hit again with guidance, or with Sacred Flame. They get an 8. They definitely do not. That actually hits for once. We're going to roll a d8. All right, so this thing's pretty hurt, but it's not really hurt enough. She has a little bit more, so we're gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh no, shit. Ugh, it really doesn't, I don't really have anywhere to go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. No matter what, I'm going to be within range. So Quippy's just gonna try, but at least he's out of the way. So this guy's still coming along. He's about to pass the corpse of the other one, and this one comes within range to hit Quippy. All right. How many times does it try to hit us? Once. Fuck yeah. All right, perfect. All right, so it tries to hit us once. It's got to be, I think, 12 AC. It completely whiffs it and misses Quippy. And that's the end of this round. All right. All right, Rolo, you're annoying. Kill this thing, please. Also, we're going to have to determine now, do those myconids trigger the adults coming in? I'm going to say it's very likely. Yeah, no, it's absolutely going to be hella likely. I'm going to say very likely that somebody has noticed what is going on. So we're going to roll. All right, I got a 13. That is definitely a yes. And that is an exceptional yes. So yeah, the daddies have heard. All right, 1 second. I was unprepared as usual, but printableheroes.com got me. Thankfully, these are free. All right, so since I got an exceptional yes, I've decided that these guys, the adult myconids that were actually upstairs, I just couldn't see them from where they were, have not only heard, they're incoming. I'm gonna add them to the initiative, but I don't think they might make it down there depending on how fast they are. All right, so these adults are now incoming. They're in the initiative right before the violet fungi, and I think that the little guys are actually gonna start running away. So we are rolling with advantage for Mr. Rolo here because Quippy is in danger. And, 5 and a 4. Brilliant. Yeah, thankfully that does hit. So we are going to then roll our 1d6 for sneak attack. I think we get to roll it out twice as well. So 1d6, 2 plus 5 plus 2. It doesn't matter. This thing is absolutely just dead. Quippy is next. She tries to cast Sacred Flame. They roll a 7. They fail to protect themselves against Sacred Flame. She does 5 points to 7 damage. Right, this guy, nonetheless, is still going to be trying to move this way. I'm going to take these dead bodies out of the way. It's pretty hurt. I would say that these guys probably turned tail and ran. And these guys are also moving forward. And at this point, they probably are going to recognize that these guys are not a threat, I would imagine, because we are now attacking the mushrooms. Also, they cannot reach us, so that is great. I thought about hand-waving the rest of this combat, but then you never know. You might get a couple of nat ones or other things that make it so that this thing lives longer, so I didn't want to do that, but I did hit right now. It only has 5 points of damage now. I would say that Rolo's going to move after hitting that because he sees those guys and he's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Quippy, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Quippy, look at that. What's incoming? And Quippy's like, holy shit, but she's still dealing with that guy. I think she's gonna move. 5, 10, 15, 20. And I think she's gonna stay there. And she's gonna use Sacred Flame. So does Sacred Flame. He's gotta do dexterity saving throw. Did you do it, bro? Oh, that's really far away. That is a 5. You fail. All right, we're gonna hit you and see what we get. All righty, what did I get? A 7. That is more like it. That is 9 points of damage. I think this thing is dead. The thing is in fact dead. Ugh. All right, combat I would say is over. These guys probably are coming up now to greet us, and I will check what the book says now. Rolo and Quippy look at each other, but since these guys aren't really coming in like super aggressive, they're like, okay, all right, let's see what happens. And they come up, and they're just like, oh, why do you come into our caves? And I would say that they explain that Tarek sent them, and that Tarek was worried about them, basically. I would say that they're probably not very communicative with us. I did read ahead a little bit as the DM, so I kind of know what's going to happen. Quippy elbows Rolo and says, do you mind if we get some of the caps for mushrooms for Tarek and ourselves? And maybe, if you want, we could maybe help you? Wow! Nat 20! Yes! My favorite. Okay, so, persuasion. I would say that they are super persuasive. For some reason, these guys feel a connection with Quippy. And they're just like, yes, can you help us? We'll take you straight there. And Quippy looks at Rolo and is like, were you ready to do more to help the keep, or? And then Rolo looks at her and is like, I guess we're going in. All right. Wow. Okay. I think that just changed a little bit of what I thought was going to happen. So if you read the book, it tells you that over here, this is a room that has an encounter, but from reading it, I just don't see why these guys would lead me to the encounter room, because there's no point. The map, which I'll show you guys here, the map actually connects to the next room. So we're going to skip B3 entirely. These guys are like, yeah, fucking come with us. And during this process, we're going to use a healing potion, which I don't know how to use those. We're going to use a healing potion, and we're also going to collect some of those mushrooms. So I'll go through that here shortly. All right, so Rolo's going to use one of these healing potions he has. So that's going to be 7 total points back, which I think is exactly what he lost, which is convenient for me. Perfect. And then we're also going to see if we can get any of those sweet, sweet mushrooms over here. Just gonna, bloop, just gonna go ahead and get all these dice out of the way. How many of these mushrooms are we taking home with us? Sorry guys, we're taking 4 mushrooms home. Fuck yes. All right. So Quippy and Rolo go over here. They're harvesting these mushrooms, and these guys are excited that they have somebody that's promised to help them. Once again, these mushrooms are having some sort of blight on their colony, which is why communications with Tarek have stopped and all the bad things. They told us that they're going to escort us straight to the problem. So we're going to skip this room and they take us up and around here. So I'm going to do it all because why not? So they're just like, okay, don't mind our children. All right, guys, come over here. Let's go this way. Come over here. And they're like, okay, come on, let's go. We wade across this water. It's like 5 feet deep, which is basically our height. So we're going to swimming. We're swimming. And then we make it over here. And yeah, we're going to set up the next board. We enter this new chamber, and 6 clusters of giant mushrooms are arranged in a rough circle. There's 2. Several human-sized mushroom folk stand in a circle in the center of the cave. The smell of sulfur is strong here. We ask these 2 guys that are with us what's going on here, and they explain that this basically right here, what we're seeing are 2 groups. There's 4 total myconid adults here that are in stasis and really, really sick. And these guys are tending to them. These other guys are not so sick, and they're helping them out and tending to them and just taking care of each other. And this is where the myconids go, to this chamber in particular, to get better while they're feeling sick from the blight. We get a little lore on our way through. The 2 guys we got with us explain that this is just where they're kept to be healed and such, and they take us straight to the back of the cave around the mushrooms that are being tended by each other. So they all move forward and go on to the next room. So here's my interpretation of this last room in the Sea Grove Caves. All right, those are pillars. Go with me on this. It works. The adult myconids lead us to the back room. We enter, And the air in this cave is choked with thick smoke that assaults your nostrils with a pungent odor of brimstone. Strange, flickering orange light illuminates the smoke. This area is free of fungal growth. Instead, crystals grow from the rock. To your right, a large cluster of purple crystals juts from the stone. On the far wall, a glowing red crystal is wedged into a fissure in the cave wall that seems to be the source of the light. Streaks of soot trace a path along the cave walls between the purple crystals and the fissure. This cave is very bright, with a lot of the light being reflected off of all these crystals, and the myconids are sensitive to this and they refuse to enter further. They warn you that basically whatever is hurting them is in this room, and they're pretty sure it's whatever that orange shit is over there, but they can't get in there to do anything about it. Rollo and Quippy look at each other, and Rollo's like, do you want to go look at the thing? And Quippy's like, the magical rock shoved into the side of the cavern that is making everybody sick. Do I want to go investigate that? Who do you think I am? Of course I want to go investigate that. So as soon as these guys step out because they don't like the light, they leave. Goodbye. And we just start making our way over here towards these orange crystals. And as soon as we do, 2 fume drakes leap out at us. One pops out of here. I didn't make guys for these again, so I'm just using my little tabs again. And one pops out right here. 2 fume drakes lurk amid the sulfurous fumes. These elemental creatures look like little dragons formed entirely of greenish smoke. Quippy cast Bless on Rollo, and then she kind of dips out. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. She is back at the entrance here, and I think she's going to intend to go this way soon. Let's see. It is now Rollo's turn. Rollo has Bless, which gives him 1d4 to his attack. Rollo is going to use his action to get away from this guy without getting hit. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, I had to step out for a minute, and it's been multiple hours since whatever just happened, but I did write it down. So it is 10:30 p.m. Quippy, Rollo, and then the Drakes. I believe Rollo just took his turn. Quippy cast Bless. Bless adds D4 to the attack rolls. Okay, so on his hit rolls. Cool. If he has advantage, roll. So Quippy's here. She's pretty far from this guy. I'm going to see if Rollo can try to draw that Fume Drake away and the other one towards him and hopefully hide in the back there. And then we'll see if they go that way. We'll see what happens in the next round. So he's got a +4 to his attack roll. He got a 13, +4, plus all of his things. Let's see, what's a Fume Drake do again? Their armor class is only 12, so he definitely hits. Definitely hits. These guys got 17 HP. Oh, nice. 6, 8. All right, fantastic. This is already at 9. I am out of moves. I believe it is now the Drake's turn. So both of these guys can totally hit him. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They could also reach Quippy. I do think that... How smart are these? What's their intelligence? They're not very smart, so I'm going to say they're probably just going to go for the closest target. So, we're going to go ahead and move both of them. Just right up here next to him. Because they have it. And they are now going to unleash on Mr. Rollo. Alright, do these guys hit Rollo? Oh, fucking nat 20. Wow. Wow. 12 points of damage. Rollo is desperately hurt. Alright, time to panic. So she's going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds on him, but she needs to get way closer. So what are we going to do here? I think she's going to do it. She's going to rush in there. Alright, that puts her right here, right next to the Fume Drakes, and puts her hands on him. Alright, I need to roleplay all that out, though. Alright. The Fume Drakes come close in on Rollo, lashing out at him. One of them gets its claws deep into his cloak and tears into his flesh and to his back. Rollo is screaming. What's her name? Quippy, against probably her better judgment, just rushes in there and lays hands on Rollo to immediately cast Bless, or to cast Cure Wounds. 1d8. Let's see what we got, bros. I got a 2 plus 4, 6. That's it. Shit. All right. I'm about to do something incredibly stupid. Anyways, there's a lot of if, ands, or buts, but we're about to see how this goes. Okay, Rolo, here you go. All right, we can take the 18. So we're hitting, and then we have bless. So, okay. All right, 2. 2. Oh God. I think, what is it's perfect. It's 6. That guy's got 1 HP left. Oh boy. Okay. Later, Quippy. Rolo apologizes and backs the fuck up. He uses disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. It's the monster's turn. I guess I'm gonna have to decide if they both. I think they're just gonna both turn around and attack Quippy. Oh, fucking lucky, man! Oh, fucking Quippy is so lucky. They both rode 2s. They both absolutely do not hit Quippy. I think Quippy's a little upset at Rolo, but he is not doing well in this round of combat. So ultimately, I think she may forgive him. All right, let's roleplay that out. Rolo, incredibly wounded even after Quippy's healing, has nothing left and sees that the Fume Drake that he launched 2 arrows straight into its face is still alive and reaching for them. He has no other recourse, and in the sense of self-preservation, he literally backs the fuck up. He apologizes as he goes, and when he turns around, he sees just in time that Quippy is obviously, clearly offended by this entire episode, but both Drakes miss her at once, and she is safe. It is now Quippy's turn. I think she's pretty pissed off at what's his name, Rolo, but there's not much she can do about it, so she's gonna go ahead and attack the one that she knows is pretty damaged. So let's go ahead and see if we hit it this time. All right, 7. They fail. Excellent. We are definitely about to hurt them. I guess we can see how much we do. Oh, that's a 2. That's a D6. I need a D8. All right, just want to see. 9 damage, way overkill. The Fume Drake that was clinging to life is enveloped in the sacred flames that Quippy unleashes on it, and it's burned to a crisp in front of them. She turns and looks at Rolo and points at the one right next to her and says, "You better take care of this." It is now Rolo's turn. He does have sneak attack advantage since the enemy is right next to Rolo, and he also has +4 on his rolls, so pretty sure we're going to get this. He also got a nat 20, so he's going to crit, and he also still has bless, I believe. Okay, wait, so bless doesn't give anything, but he does have 1 extra damage roll, and he's got 3 damage rolls. We're going to get to roll 3 d6s. All right, fantastic. Finally, Rolo, stepping up in the world. All right, so that is total of 11 plus our proficiency bonus. That is 13 points of damage. Right where he is and doesn't do anything else for this round. It is now the Fume Drake's turn, and it once again is going to try to hit Quippy. So, gotta be 12. It got a 9. 9 plus 2. It does not. It once again whiffs it. Thank you, finally. And as she's doing that, the Fume Drake swipes at her and she misses her again. This is now her turn. She feels pretty much in control now, so she's just going to try to do Sacred Flame one more time. They have to do a dexterity saving roll. They got a 9. I believe it's +2. They failed. That was 1 + 2. Okay, it's hurting. It is also at 1 HP. Rolo, it is your turn. Bless is still active, and we have advantage on our roll because of sneak. Alrighty, we got double 14s. Obviously this hits, and we're just gonna go ahead and roll our 2 dice. And this guy's toast. Alright, so Rollo finally recovers, even though he's pretty hurt, and he manages to unleash another volley of arrows straight into the Fume Drake's eyes, and it collapses and then dissipates into a puff of smoke. End of combat. Congratulations, everybody. You survived. Rollo, did you seriously just leave me and run off to the other side of the cave while these things were surrounding me? Did that just happen? Rollo's like, look, I was hanging onto a thread. You saved me. Hey, maybe this pays back your debt. Quippy's like, it was pretty similar to that one time with the boar. Rollo's like, maybe after we're done with this trip, you can go your separate way. And Quippy's like, are you trying to get rid of me? Rollo's like, no, but I mean, you wanted to tag along, right? I'm sorry I had to run away because if not, I might die. Well, yeah, but if you run away, I might die. Well, that's the thing about adventures, Quippy. I'm gonna have to think about this. All right, they keep quibbling, and she comes and joins him over here, where these purple crystals are, and they manage to trigger nothing at all. They go over to the other side where they see the orange crystal is pulsating. Rollo and Quippy come up to the crystal, and we're gonna see if they notice anything before we continue further. So this pulsating orange crystal seems to be the source of the light, maybe some of the issues that is with the cave, but they're not really sure. They both do perception checks, and purple was Quippy, and Rollo was 10. So Quippy realizes that something is in that thing, and she's like, "Hey, I think there might be something trapped inside of this crystal. I don't think we should break it up right here. I think we should back up maybe." All right, so that's what they're gonna do. All right, they're gonna both back up a little bit. I think they're both gonna we're gonna back them up to behind here. And actually, since Quippy said that, before they do anything else, Rollo is in fact going to take that potion that he has. So 2 potions, and they picked up 4 mushrooms. They're unfortunately using more than they intended in this endeavor. So potion. Oh my god, is that 2 ones? That is, man, I've been done dirty. That is 4 fucking hit points. All right, well, you know what? That is the spice of D&D. That's what we're gonna tell ourselves. Yep. So they feel like they're pretty safe at this point. He took his hit potion, grumbling about the lack of resources. And from here, they're both going to attack that crystal. They're shooting arrows, and she's using her cantrip. And the crystal, which was already kind of fissured, cracks open, and out pops a big ol' fire drake. We're going to pretend this is a fire drake one. This is something else, but it's medium size, which is what this creature is. Fire snake. So there it is. We're going to see if our characters know. We're going to do an Arcana check on these guys. All right, Quippy got 15. That passes. Rollo did not. Quippy recognizes this beast because she's pretty good at Arcana. And she's like, "Rollo, that's a fire snake. That's a larval form of a salamander. That's a powerful baby creature of the elemental plane of fire. We can't touch that thing. It will burn us." Thankfully, we're both range characters. Should we run? And Quippy says, "We should back up. It's faster than we are." And they're going to do just that, but first we have to roll for initiative. So it's Rollo is first, and then that guy, and then Quippy. 2. All right, so he whiffs that completely. And he's just going to back the fuck up. Go through the middle here, and he is going to hide. All right, it is now the creature's turn, and it has 30 reach. 30. Oh gosh, it's not within reach. I'm so lucky. Let me see what its actual reach is. It is a bite and 5 feet. It cannot reach Quippy. Thank God. I thought it actually could, so I'm very lucky here. All right, that creature is so close to Quippy, and it has way more AC than Quippy. They have the same speed. She can stay in front of it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, 25. And she says, "You motherfucker." She runs by. 30. All right, she's also within range still to cast a Sacred Flame, which is exactly what she's going to do. And it has that guy has to do a dexterity saving throw and beat 12. And he easily does. Sacred Flame misses him. Okay, it is now this next round up, and Rolo is going to attack. So he is pretty much right within, like, hiding behind this, and can easily just lean around the corner and use an advantage roll. All right, so yes, he does hit, and we're gonna hit twice here. All right. Oh, God damn it. I only hit 5 points of damage. All right. 12 HP left on this baddie. All right. 12 HP. He is once again going to step, like he was out here. He stepped right back in and is hidden again. You're not going to be able to find me, baddie. Or bad guy. You're not going to be able to find me. All right, this Fume Drake is probably pretty pissed. He's going to come charging through these pillars here in the middle and trying to get at these bros. All right, so here he comes. So he's directly on my girl's tail. He doesn't see Rolo because Rolo is once again hidden. And this is the top of round 3. All right, Rolo is going to break cover and back up 1. So that's 5. He only has 20 left. And he's going to now shoot, once again, some arrows here. All right, yeah, he clearly hits, and we're going to see how much damage we do. All right, so that was a little bit better this time. That is 9 points of damage, 11 points of damage. All right. This guy is hurting. That was very good, Rolo. Thank you. Rolo is going to break a line of sight and just go around here and hide once again. He is leaving Quippy, but she can still stay ahead of this guy. 25, 30. So, and she's going to use Sacred Flame once again. And so they have to do a dexterity saving roll and beat 12. They easily beat 12. All right, so he is still alive. He's going to come whipping around the corner. So 5, 10, 15, 20. He doesn't see Rolo again. So he's just going to try to get Quippy. Top of the round 4. He breaks cover once again. Sneak attack, advantage here. We got 15, that hits. And I'm pretty sure that this is gonna be it, guys. Obviously, you can't get less than a 1 here. So both arrows hit this guy, plow into him, and the fire drake slumps over, dead. Congratulations, crew. You have survived another battle. Barely. You didn't really have a lot of resources, and I am sad about losing that health potion, but we did it. We made it. All right, it is probably, I'd say it's now, it's probably like 10:45. So we move away from the fire drake's body, or the fire snake. I keep saying fire drake. Fire snake's body. Thankfully, we managed to escape being hit by it, even though those drakes got me. So breaking the fire crystal also showed us that the myconids were avoiding this cage because sunlight is streaming into this cavern, bouncing off all the crystals, and we saw a little bit of that earlier when we entered. Bright light is now filling this entire cavern. We got a little bit of treasure. The fire snake's egg broke into 25 tiny chunks of obsidian worth 10 gold pieces each. I will translate this later at the end of the adventure. So I collected a little bit of treasure. I've also read a little bit at the end of this chapter, and seeing as it's so close to midnight, and after I have defeated this drake, and the immediate benefit to having that whatever that was, because we still don't know what it is, whatever that was out of the caverns makes the myconids feel immediately better. As soon as we come out here, we exit the cave and come back into the main area where all those other myconids were, and we find the original two from the entrance that helped us get straight to where we needed to go to help them. And they're ecstatic. They can already feel a difference within their colony, and they thank you profusely. It's pretty late. It's almost midnight. It's getting closer to midnight. And the myconids are incredibly grateful for what you've done for them. They already feel immensely better. They offer you to spend the night. And here in the booklet, it says that if you spend the night, you'll meet the leader. And that's what we do. I'm just going to wave it over. I'm not going to set up the scene. Basically, it's just going to be that right here. It says in the adventure module, Sinensa, the myconid leader, regains consciousness the following morning. If the characters are present when he awakens, Sinensa gives them the ruby morel from the area B5 and permission to keep any other treasure or mushrooms they collected in the caves. Once the characters return to Dragon's Rest, I can make an elixir of health. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say, because I want it, we collected 4 mushrooms while we were here. And I'm also going to say that this guy let me collect more while I was around. There's more stuff to look here. So he let me take 6 more. He was very grateful. They let me take 6 more home. So I am leaving here with 1 ruby morel and 6 red mushroom caps in the morning. I'm going to hand wave going back home, and this is a long rest. We are going to be leveling up, and I'll just go ahead and do all that offline. All right, a little discussion about my gameplay today. I played all throughout the day. I started in the middle of the day, but then several things happened in the real world that made me pause, and I had to do things, basically. But I did want to talk about my new setup. The last time I had a much larger grid setup. This time I got this melee mat, which was in really bad shape. It's got a bunch of lines, and it's not smooth or anything, but it doesn't need to be perfect. What I did is I hot glued it down onto this cardboard piece, and that just makes it so that I can basically write and wipe it off. And as you guys saw, I have these little pieces where instead of using them as terrain to be on top of, I've been using them to outline rooms. And that kind of gives it a little bit of a theme for caves. I haven't been able to spend a lot of time doing what I want to with my terrain building. Like, I've only had time to do a little bit of the mushrooms and stuff because I've been wanting to play more than build terrain. But my goal here is eventually to have multiple modular pieces that I can use for different setups. Like, this will be my cave setup with mushrooms and crystals in it, and then I can just use that intermittently. I kind of got tired of doing my little miniatures that I was doing with hot glue guns, so I just straight up went ahead and used printable heroes today, which was great. This took me 2 seconds because I'm trying not to spoil myself, so I haven't been reading a lot ahead, so sometimes I don't know what characters I need yet, and I've just been too lazy to print them out and do it all ahead of time. So that's what you're seeing today with all the differences in my little stand stuff. I've also been using just straight bottle caps when I don't feel like doing anything at all. So I'm sure you'll see a lot of differences in miniatures as I play. I also have some and I also have other miniatures like that one that I can use that I just got secondhand. So today I used DM Yourself. I did forget to use the immersion table, which is a major part of DM Yourself, which I just forgot to use. I think that the thing is that with these adventure modules, they have the descriptions already in them. I did notice, I think there was some part of this where it says like the smell of sulfur. So that's why I forgot, but I do recommend that you don't forget to do that like I did. I used, I think, a Mythic Emulator once. I kind of had an idea of how this chapter was going to go between the little bit of reading ahead I did and then just what makes sense. There was a moment in time where I was considering, should I roll to see if they try to break apart the purple crystals versus the orange crystals, and then I ultimately decided that that's just too much to worry about, and like video games are linearly built that way by either a human or a group of humans, and I can just make those decisions and just make a decision and move on. I think I've heard multiple people say and read multiple people say that if it's not fun to do in the role playing, just gloss it over, just hand wave it away. Like, I didn't want to do a whole role-playing scene with this mushroom character, Sinensa, because I don't think we're going to see them again. So I'm just like, I'm not interested in printing it out, creating the room, and doing a bunch of roleplay. I'll just read it off real quick, and then I'm going to get back to the main Dragon's Rest, so then I can then do some roleplay there and some next parts, and also level up, which is very exciting. So thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you guys next time at Dragon's Rest.